I have been muted. Hello, I am the Netherlad. Welcome today for our second stream. In 24 hours, I am going to be playing some Chronicles of Darkness with my friends, Elvrons, who is the storyteller, Keistrith, and Minjoff. Without further ado, let's jump into that. And I'll jump into that now. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you. I am back. I'm glad to be back. I'm going to load up my character sheet, and then I am ready.
That's why I plan very little, specifically because of that. Yeah.
Keep the ideas vague so you can put them in front of whatever your players decide they're going to do.
Exactly. Or react on the fly.
That is a thing that I am familiar with.
Okay. So, a couple of housekeeping things, as a couple people have probably mentioned already. We are missing Red Ghost, who is the player for Jacob. We might be missing him for an extended period of time. So, since we built a character, by we I mean Adelaide and I, on Wednesday, we decided that we could do a thing to get to flesh out this character a bit more, get the other people used to different characters and things like that as well, in case we want to continue going on.
I'm excited for it.
I'm sure we'll have some fun.
Yeah. Hold on, let me boost your volume as well.
Okay, I'll also do this and bring this closer to myself, so it's actually there.
Good thinking.
I'm just double checking a couple of things real quick.
All right.
Okay. Since this is taking place in the same world, though, we will do a little bit of a recap, and then when we get back to everyone else, we'll do a more in-depth recap. So,
Yes.
Looking at mechanics-related stuff. Okay, so last time we had a little bit of a battle. Had with Sam and Thomas against some weird frog lady who got away. There was quite a bit of touching moments when everyone returned. We hear where everyone returns shortly after Ruby burnt her eggs to a crisp.
Like
After.
you should do.
So that's like a plate of fried eggs?
Something like that.
I think it's more like charcoal, to be honest.
Man, that's not tasty at all.
I know, right?
Everyone had a decent heart-to-heart moment, because I really don't know what else to call that, even if it was a disagreement.
We'll just use the Xenoblade Chronicles mechanics.
Yeah, heart-to-heart. And so everyone went to bed, not exactly sure what the next day would bring. This takes place roughly a year before that. And it takes place about 5 or 6 hours southeast of where our main party is, in the bigger, more sprawling, weird city of Portland. And there are all sorts of types. There's the person who wears a Darth Vader helmet and a kilt who plays flaming bagpipes on a unicycle. There's your regular hustle and bustle, people who are there for conventions or all sorts of different things. There's casual things in the city where people are crowding streets during the day. And there are groups of people who like to gather and show how much they care about the environment or certain things. One such group kind of started having their meetings more towards night for some reason. It just ended up being something that could work for everybody. And the tragedy struck this group as one of their members seemed to have disappeared after a meeting point and hasn't been seen for a few days. Charisma.
Yes.
It's been a bit to deal with, especially after that harrowing experience from Mori.
Hmm.
And a lot of the places that you'd probably normally work would be under scrutiny of sorts, so
Yeah.
you've gone out a little bit into the woods to work on this device that you've been working on.
Mhm.
Something a bit different.
Yep.
What does it look like?
So this device is the thing.
That may or may not blow up in 5 minutes, yes.
Okay. Yes. The thing is actually not that big. It is a wrist mounted, basically a wrist mounted tube on the inner part of my wrist. That has this bio interface allowing me to basically turn it off and on. At least that's the design. Turn it off and on with like movement of my muscles. And just this tiny tube device with a lens at the front, which, with the biohacking that I've attempted, should convert basically my blood into something like UV rays, and it's. I've taken like some inspiration from Spidey's web shooters, which is what I'm attempting to basically do. Weaponize myself.
All right. And the bad part about being a young person experimenting on such things is there's always that aspect where it's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, it's a bit of a cloudy day for a change, at least as it has been lately. So it'd be easy enough to see if it worked in regards to things like the effects wouldn't be quite there, especially because the sun isn't as effective.
Mm.
And almost as if a form of fate would play a cruel joke, as you get ready to use it, around the same time is a break in the clouds. And
Fine.
the aspect of the device that fires doesn't seem to do well with incoming UV lights, at least ones as strong, for whatever reason. I'm not exactly a scientist, so forgive me.
No worries, neither am I.
It begins to malfunction.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
And it gets warmer
Oh fuck.
and warmer.
I'm trying to get it off.
And I need you to roll a. Let me take a look at a character sheet here real quick. It'll be. I need you to roll a stamina resolve check for me.
Stamina and resolve.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that. All right, now. Let me show the chat. It's. That took a while. 1 success.
Okay. So, with the 1 success, this big blinding light flashes, and the explosion from your device knocks you back and against a tree.
Like you hear this high-pitched whine from the device as it explodes. Then you hear a high-pitched whine from me as I get thrown into the tree, and a thud as I hit the tree and then fall onto the floor.
For the sake of that, you are temporarily unconscious.
Okay.
So, with that in mind, we will go to names. Leo.
Yes.
As you're going through, walking, trying to figure out where you should find out some information next, it's a bit closer to the edge of town, and you notice, again, this really bright flashing light, probably from northeast of where you're standing. Not that far away. You could make it definitely within the hour if you wanted to. You're planning, like, what would you do in that particular situation if you're seeing something like that?
Would I have to, let's say, rush to get there within the hour?
No, but you
Or is
definitely...
it an hour with a stroll?
You'd be in more of an hour with the stroll. You'd get that feeling.
Fair enough.
You gonna stroll over there, see what happens?
Yeah, might as well check what that was.
Okay. So as you're heading that way, Alex.
Mhm.
Your mentor has been kind of walking with you, at least through the woods at the moment. Do you have any questions or anything for them by chance?
Hmm.
If not, no worries. It's just a bit
Yeah,
of
not right now. Just they're a
He's
bit
being-
nervous.
He's being a very patient person, sitting there talking. He's introduced you to quite a few of his friends. There's kind of a lodge out in the middle of the woods for whatever reason, but as you guys are kind of walking through and he's taking you back, you also see this big blinding flash of light. And he kind of pauses for a moment. I think we should take a look at that.
Oh yes. If things are exploding into your turf, I guess. Glances off to the side. Yeah, we probably should.
You guys make it there probably within about 10 minutes, and even though she's unconscious, would you like to describe what charisma looks like?
Given that Charisma is currently in the woods testing a device that may or may not have been risky with their prior knowledge, Charisma is wearing a dark hoodie and kind of like cargo pants, kind of like some straps with a pouch on around their chest. You have this like it's a bit of an industrial street fashion kind of deal. Not at all what you'd expect in the forest. They are wearing platform like creeper sneakers, or just creepers. And I think their hoodie is like thrust, like pulled away, revealing maybe not her natural hair color anymore. But that's up to storyteller.
Do you want it to be more based on a mood ring related stuff?
Yep.
If that's the case, then yes, it would be the natural hair color because you were unconscious.
Okay. In that case, you see kind of like a asymmetric, short haircut, shaven side, and the rest is mousy brown hair down to about her chin.
Okay.
She has this really. She's very small, about 4'6", and she has a kind of youthful, slightly androgynous face.
Quick question. Meters.
Oh, meters. In that case, that would be one. I believe that would be 135.
Alright, thanks.
135, 137, yeah.
Yep.
How like they look unconscious. Do they look injured? 'Cause,
Surprisingly,
an explosion happened, so
surprisingly not. The area, the hoodie where over whatever arm that you were wearing the hoodie on, that is completely obliterated, and there's not much more than a bit of like a small burn, like a first-degree burn, something that will be taken care of soon enough.
yeah. Alex is oh shit, and just jogs over. It's like checks for a pulse. I imagine I find one.
Yeah, it's still alive. It's easy enough to figure out that they're still healthy.
And just like lightly shakes the shoulder and is like, you okay? Can you hear me?
Do I?
Go ahead and roll another stamina and resolve check.
Another stamina resolve check. Let's see. 2 successes.
You can feel someone brushing against your shoulder, not quite shaking it kind of thing, that kind of distance related feeling. And there's somebody calling something. It's hard to make out, though. You're returning to consciousness, though.
Oh.
I don't care where you're sending. I'm not paying taxes.
Well, okay, you're alive.
What? Wait.
Look over the shoulder at the guy who came with me, and just like, I think this one might need like an ambulance or whatever. What is this stuff on their arm? Just finally noticing that there's a contraption on your arm.
I believe the contraption is now severely busted.
Yeah. Who the hell is this thing?
You can actually see that there's there were 2 needles in the like injected into the what in a vein and
an artery.
An artery, that's the word. And probably will be slowly trickling blood out of from the artery at least.
Just looks at that and it's like just trying to figure out a way to put pressure on it without agitating things and not really getting it because they don't have medical training.
This man that accompanied Alex is a relatively large man, comes over and rips off a part of his sleeve and begins administrating and putting a bandage on the pinpricks. Well, if we think that they need an ambulance, we should probably might be able to get them out, but
Question. Given
Yes.
that I am currently more or less conscious,
Mm-hmm.
would they notice anything about my appearance?
I mean, if you're feeling enough of it, yes. That would be kind of a tie to it.
What color is owl?
What color do you associate with owl?
My hair is then from turning from this mousy. Well, I shouldn't gesticulate with my hands in front of my face. My hair is turning from this mousy brown into burnished red with flecks of white, red, like light red, pinkish, orangish, yellowish, like spots that kind of move from the base of my skull to the tips of my hair.
Alice will just stare at that for a bit and then say, maybe not an ambulance.
No, maybe not.
What?
I'll go see if I can get some help if
Okay.
you'll stay with them.
Can you hear me?
Just opens her eyes, looks up.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
And looks down at their wrist. Oh shit. Oh, come on.
I don't know what you were doing, but there was a real big flash, and we found you here.
Wait,
unconscious.
flash?
Yeah.
What kind of flash?
Big and bright.
Right. Cool. Okay. You can see me just start to smile and vibrate a bit.
And it was like, maybe you shouldn't do that. You're injured.
Right. Oh man. You have no idea. This is cool. Okay, something went wrong, obviously, but something may have gone very well. Not 100% success, obviously, but definitely results. Oh man, this is cool.
Good.
Yeah, I think. Oh boy. Runs a hand through their hair. Oh boy, this.
Did your hair always do that?
Did what?
The color stuff.
What color stuff?
It's-
Glances up, tries to pull like a few strands of hair across my face. Looks at it like cross-eyed. Oh, what? And the redness in their hair kind of turns a very light blue, cyan, and with occasional waves of green going through it. Oh, awesome. I have no idea why that happened, but that is cool. Right?
I would like to use my specialized sense.
Okay.
To see if any weird spirit stuff is going on with this person.
No, it is not weird spirit stuff.
It's just weird
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so you're not haunted. That's good.
Just shuts up for a moment. Who are you, by the way?
Oh, yeah, I'm Alex. Hi.
Hi. I'm Charisma. I get it. You will probably think that's not my real name. That's true. It's not my real name. My real name sucks. I'm Charisma.
If you call yourself that, then that's your name.
Yeah, right. You're right. That's silly. That was silly.
So you're a scientist?
Call myself a hacker more. I do
Right.
I started biohacking like a while back, but I'm yeah, so this kind of like an first test for prototype testing. Again, didn't really work as I had hoped.
Alice is gonna look around a bit, and can I investigate around just by looking at what's around to try and figure out what exactly was going on here? Because biohacking doesn't mean anything to me.
Sure, go for it. Go for it.
Investigation and
Wits, because it's just kind of taking a look around. Yeah.
and I don't get any more bonuses. One success.
Success.
Also switch to character.
Okay. You can taking a look around, the device where it was on the wrist, and a good majority of that device was missing when you found Charisma. But like the couple of aspects were kind of the part that was near the bottom and the part that was near the top. You definitely get the sense that whatever it was, if the pinpricks were there, either that was a result of it exploding, but it looked too neat for that, or it was a device that was used to try to convert body stuff into science stuff.
Okay.
That's quite the apt description.
I do my best.
You do it well.
Seems kind of like. I was about to say, it seems not really safe to do in the middle of a forest, but then you did explode, so.
I don't think I exploded.
It exploded. Whatever.
Yeah, they've seen better days. Let's just say that. It's no problem. I can print them quite quickly. It's the.
Oh, you do one of those. Is it one of those 3D printed things?
Oh yeah, like I don't have one myself. I use a Maker Lab. Really cool. Like I can.
I've only ever heard of those. I haven't used them before.
What does Alex look like?
Alex looks. He's like late teens, dark short hair. He looks a bit scruffy, like he's been out a lot.
Okay.
Is all I can really describe it as, and he's a bit pale. And he's like constantly got this like tension in him. The way he's like kneeling and standing and stuff, like, and he keeps like glancing off to the side every now and then.
Okay.
And you can tell he's looking at something, you just can't really see what.
Okay. Does that give me like a hint of someone I may have like met before? Storyteller?
Do you have someone in mind?
Woody?
No.
Okay.
It's the way that Mori would act in comparison. It's a different kind of pale. It's more of a. This is kind of like a pallid-related skin tone. Mori was, while pale, looked more that it was kind of the way that they are, just like they just hadn't seen the sun in a while. Type of thing. Yeah, no, and especially with the aspect of it, even in Mori's calmest time, she looked like she was weighing you for something. You do not get this sense from Jacob at all.
Okay.
And Alex, sorry.
Not even one of my characters this time.
No, it's not. I saw Jacob's at the bottom.
Yep. No worries.
But yes, with that in mind, Leo, as you're approaching, you do hear people chatting.
All right. What part did I walk into?
Kind of, you're catching the tail end of it, probably about the last half minute or so.
And is Charisma's hair still shifting colors, or is it stable at this point?
It is currently, in the excitement, still shifting.
Alright. If I catch that, then I am certainly intrigued. And will be approaching.
Okay, that was the next question. Do you observe or do you approach?
No, he would be approaching, and but like slowly, leisurely. But yeah, he would. You could probably tell that he has seen something that has caught his attention.
Imagine Alex just isn't looking in that direction right now, so probably doesn't see you approach.
What does Leo look like as Leo approaches into the exploded clearing?
So Leo is about average height. And pretty average build as well. He has red hair, about shoulder length, golden earrings. He's wearing a beanie and a black and white jacket, and some cargo pants. But it's a bit odd because even though physically nothing stands out about him particularly, it's not like he doesn't have the build of someone who could beat you up in a fight, but you still get the overwhelming feeling of this guy cannot be trusted. Something about him makes him feel shifty.
Good way to put it.
What did you say?
That's a good way to put it.
And as he would get closer, he'd simply chime in with, well, that is an interesting trick that my hair can't do.
Alex jumps.
With that, Charisma is probably going to put her hood up. If I knew there was going to be a crowd, I wouldn't have. What? Who are you?
Did you say the thing about a crowd out loud?
Kind of quietly, but yeah.
Leo would pretty much just chuckle. Well, if you don't want a crowd, then don't send up a beacon of light. That'd be my first tip. I'm Leo, and he just sort of gives this short salute almost, or 2 fingers greeting sort of thing. Half wave.
Charisma looks a bit flummoxed and. Right. Okay. Again, it wasn't my intention. I think I should go.
Yeah, are you okay to walk?
I try to get up.
You're a bit dizzy, but for all intents and purposes, you're pretty okay. At least at the moment.
I think I'm all right. I think so. Yeah, no worries.
Alright. Good. All right. I better go find my friend.
Right. Yeah. I glance around, trying to figure out where I came from. If I can figure out what direction I came from.
That's that way.
Ah.
It's points.
Points behind Leo.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I just got here and the party's already over.
It's not a party, dude. Bro.
I don't know, your hair was doing a hell of a disco light impression.
Very uncomfortable. Charisma is just kind of pulling her hood further down and trying to move past Leo towards the path.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Leo's just going to sort of slide to the side and let her pass for a bit, but he intends to follow. This is the most interesting thing that's happened today.
Okay. As the people are beginning to turn and leave, and as you get ready to go, your friend Alex,
We just call him Caleb.
not
The other name.
the mentor, your other friend.
Oh, my other friend. Okay.
Yeah. Your other friend is kind of looking at them funny for a second.
Oh,
Would you like a beat?
okay.
Okay. Charisma, as you attempt to walk past Leo, almost as if there's there's a force, like you take a couple of steps behind Leo, and there's a force as it feels like you walk into, like, you can't move. It's like you're being hugged still, type of thing.
Like,
Okay, that's going to I think send Charisma into a bit of a freak out. Trying to like get away and feeling very much like observed, like too much already previously with the other two. Just does not want to be there, does not want to be seen. Does not want to be perceived.
Okay. Let me double check to see what that is tied to. That is tied to. Okay, yeah, no. Yeah. And as the two of you are kind of watching Charisma for a second, Charisma just vanishes.
Alex looks like they're about to say something, and then like, oh.
Leo will give a little whistle.
My quote-unquote friend still grabbed something.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's still kind of got his arms wrapped around it. He looks just as confused as you are, because it's like he's taking a look down, they're taking a look down, and it's like, I don't see anything, but I feel things.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to just like mentally tell it to let go.
Yeah. At this point, especially with how close that you two are,
Please.
he just definitely kind of relaxes, and you feel the hug begin to loosen, Charisma.
Do I feel like limbs or just a pressing force?
For you, it's more of an oppressing force in this particular case.
Yeah.
Okay. As it lets go, do I feel like an opening or do I feel it just giving?
It's just gone.
Okay, it's just gone. Okay, I turn around to look at Leo and at Alex and probably do not realize that I'm invisible, shout, "What the fuck is happening? What are you doing?"
There's a voice from nowhere. Well, right next to you, Leo, but otherwise nowhere.
He's gonna probably move one step to the side away from that, but like he doesn't look threatened, still more intrigued than anything. And
Like, did you just
he's like,
touch me? Turning to Leo. Like, what was that? What the?
and he will give his best attempt at looking innocent, which really doesn't do anything for him.
At best
And
attempt at looking innocent. Hold on, I have to figure out the penalty you have again.
and he goes, I didn't do nothing, but you did something real interesting though.
Yeah, you're invisible.
The fuck? Looks down. Oh,
Don't see
what? This kind of like inspecting herself fully. Nothing is visible.
Hey,
This doesn't make what? This doesn't make any sense.
Can say that again.
Holy shit! I broke physics! Holy crap!
yeah. I guess?
No, you see,
Good job.
and immediately starts talking about how it is impossible to have like an invisibility cloak or whatever and see through it because I'm still observing photons, but not myself, and it goes through something, and I... What?
Glances at invisible friend. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
I try and uninvisible myself.
Trying to succeed.
Still, turning like back to like angry, darkening my hair, turning like almost like a thundercloud. What just happened? Something grabbed me.
Well, it wasn't me, Leo says, but he's smirking all the while.
You're one creepy dude.
Yeah.
Hey, that's kind of rude. My feelings are deeply hurt, and he does not look in the least bit sincere. You're one rude lady, you know?
Yeah,
Not,
this is just a bad place.
yeah,
Maybe this is just a bad place to be.
Not a lady, but...
Caleb, calmly walks in and is like, this looks like a bad time.
Yeah, hi,
I should go, I think.
yeah,
You
Whatever.
guys need a place to talk, figure some things out.
Looks very uncomfortably at the 3 people that are now there.
One of which has a ripped sleeve.
Right.
Yeah.
um,
He ripped his sleeve to bandage
oh yeah.
Charisma's arm.
I've flipped out my brain.
Right, thanks for that. I'm not... I can reimburse you for the coats.
I mean, if you want to, you could sit for a little bit, have something to drink, make sure that you're okay. You still look a little unsteady.
Stuff is happening.
Okay. kind of just
it's
shares a knowing look with Alex and goes, "Yeah, stuff tends to happen around here."
I don't think you understand. Like, impossible things just happen.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Like,
They do that sometimes.
no,
Things happen more often than you think.
no, I don't think you get it. Like, physically impossible things just happened. Like, I don't know what, but I turned invisible and I could still see. I couldn't see myself, and I could still see. What? Ah.
Alice is gonna head over to Caleb and whisper to him, basically asking, should I do a demonstration?
Might help them feel more comfortable. It's probably better than my demonstration, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Just looking
Don't
very
do that.
nervously at the two of them.
Okay. You want impossible? Alright, here we go. Holds out a hand, just basically pointing at the force around them to just at some rocks nearby to just make them rise up off the ground.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, that's still active if you haven't turned it off, so yeah.
Yep.
The
Right.
rocks lift.
You can check for wires if you want.
Okay. And Charisma is going to do so. She doesn't look as nervous as what she looked like before.
So
She's
yeah, maybe,
she's more curious.
So yeah, maybe impossible isn't as impossible as that. I'm bad at lines, I'm sorry.
No, it's like tries to look for any wires, any like force that Charisma might feel under
That
or
rock-
above.
The rocks is floating.
Yeah, I can see that. Yes.
If you want to, you can make an intelligence, since you're taking more time with it, investigation to kind of go through all sorts of different things. But
Intelligence investigation. Oh, that's going to be a chance die.
Leo's just gonna pretty much lean against a tree and watch
Nope.
everything with amusement.
Oh, an 8.
yeah, no,
But-
as far as you can tell, Charisma, there is no wires. There's no nothing. You sit there, you look, you like. After a while, you just go over and you just touch like the entire, like all around the rocks.
I'm going to investigate the ground.
No.
Huh. So
Did
no.
just get here.
Um.
And have time to set anything up.
No. I mean, it's not obviously magnetic. Oh. That's neat. That's
Thanks.
really cool.
Oh, okay. Alex doesn't know how to deal with their powers being called cool, so it's just like, okay.
So, when did you figure out that you could do that?
Well, it certainly wasn't today. Very rapidly
Okay.
get the impression that this isn't something that Alex wants to talk about.
Fine. Okay.
Not with two strangers. One of whom is being very smirky.
Just something about this guy who's just radiating an air of try me.
Curious. You can tell that Charisma is kind of more reassured after seeing
Hmm.
your demonstration, but like they don't look shocked or anything.
Okay.
More in the sense that like they like, okay, so other unexplained phenomena are happening here. But you can tell there's kind of like a difference in how she approaches it with I've experienced something that is demonstrably against the laws of physics versus I've seen something that I don't know the explanation for, given what they know of science.
I'd appreciate if you didn't tell anyone.
Who am I going to tell? Like,
I don't know. You seem fairly comfortable with some of this.
It's more that, yeah, I don't know who would believe this.
You'd be surprised. And there's definitely an air of dislike in that tone, so as if they're talking about someone specific.
Okay. Well, I think I gotcha. So, turns to Leo. What's your deal? Do you have a deal? Do you just creep around?
Creep around. This is a public area, right? I just saw a bright light. Wanted to see what was up. Saw some interesting things. Here I am.
Congratulations, I guess.
But no, my hair does not shift color. Nor do I make rocks float, and he does a wiggly movement with his fingers.
Charisma's hand goes to her hair again, pulls out a lock of hair from underneath her hoodie, looks at it. It is more muted, but it has kind of reverted, or like it's staying at a pastel blue with occasionally pink and greens coming through.
It's more muted, but if the emotions change for whatever reason, it's still muted, but it'll still continue to change.
Yeah. I'm assuming like when I'm calm, when I'm still, it's just light hair color, like white-ish, and colors just move through it for my emotions.
But yeah, anything that's removed, it's like if Ruby lost scales on her tail, those aren't going to vanish or anything. Those will still be there as an identifier of Ruby. So in this particular case with Charisma, the stuff would still shift, but it would be like a duller type of thing, or a less effective bit. It would still shift.
Leo would look a bit thoughtful for about half a second. Then he'd very flippantly throw on the off chance, do you guys happen to know anything about vampires?
Charisma's eyes go wide.
Alex takes a step back.
Fuck you're
Caleb steps
talking
between
about?
Alex and Leo.
The fuck you're talking about? What?
Just general curiosity.
Big fan of Twilight? Question mark?
What? No,
I'm sorry, I
no.
didn't catch.
Alex is asking, are you a big fan of Twilight?
Oh. Nah,
Or maybe the
surprisingly not.
classics like Dracula?
The classics. Those sound closer to my tastes.
So the reason I didn't freak out on whatever it is you're doing, Alex,
Mm-hmm.
I have seen a vampire.
Where?
Had a glance
And
over at
the,
Leo.
like, the expression on Alex's face has changed to be very, like, set. Like, determined looking face.
Mm-hmm. So, I've seen. I'm part of this group, and we got a new member a while back. Got herself. It's not important. Thing is, she kind of weaseled her way into the group, and stuff happened. She wasn't really like into our cause as she wanted to make some trouble. I was made to talk with her, and we tried to meet up somewhere. That didn't really happen, and eventually, like, we met up at a nightclub, and storyteller, is there a
Yes.
visible mark on charisma from her encounter?
If there was, you wouldn't be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, long story short, she tried to bite me. I punched her in the face, and I ran away to try and
You
make this.
survived.
Yeah? What?
No, it's just vampires are real strong, and good on you for punching.
I'm quick.
So are they.
Okay, how close are the trees here?
They're relatively. They're about. Taking a look at it, it's about a clearing of a 2 meter diameter, roughly.
Okay.
Is kind of where you're standing. And the trees kind of intersperse. Some of them are closer, like a foot or two or apart. Some of them are further away, where there's 2.5 meters between them, or longer. But it's pretty. It definitely varies. More
Okay.
definitely for it's closer to the outside of town.
Would I notice like a path or a course nearby that I would be able to like climb a tree using some rocks and that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, no, you could definitely do that. The branches are definitely lower as it gets out here, kind of thing.
I will go and attempt to climb a tree using my athleticism and
You can just do that if I
and my 5 points of parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're up the tree.
It's like, yeah, I'm pretty certain you could just do that.
Yeah. That's also why I said athleticism and not athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that
See?
works.
Yeah, she didn't expect that. And I ran, and I started start trying to figure out
Building
how
your-
to.
Building your explosive device?
It's not supposed. It wasn't supposed to explode.
Building your thing.
Yeah. The prototype was meant to. Okay, so it's a two-step thing. I did a course of. It sounds weird. I did a course of home gene therapy that would make my
Alex's
blood.
eyebrows just shoot into his hairline at that.
That would allow my blood to kind of emit UV radiation. That was something that I was going to use with the device, the doohickey on my arm, to maybe kind of shoot radiation against, well, her, to maybe kill her. Well, didn't work this time, but I can iterate on it. So
I mean, that's ambitious.
I wouldn't so much call it ambitious as, like, with trial and error you can get to basically anything. So
You say so. It's like a big concern.
obviously.
Yeah.
Why, did you see a vampire? Wait, turns to Leo, are you a vampire?
He laughs a short laugh. Nah, nothing of the short sort. I'm just looking for this one real ugly motherfucker.
She wasn't ugly.
What a shame.
What I
Not for
vaguely
her, I mean, but for me.
storyteller, would I know that there are different kinds of vampires?
Yes. Yes, you would.
I think there's like different kinds of them.
What do you
know
mean,
there's
like-
at least two different kinds. You know that
Mm.
there's the boss, and you know that there's the other one.
Don't think I've seen any particularly ugly ones though. I mean,
Like there's the Dracula and the Nosferatu and like the Twilight vampire stuff? Do you mean like that?
yeah, kinda. That works.
You can see just this look of exasperation on Resma's face.
Less of the Twilight ones, don't worry.
Ah, this makes no sense.
I don't know any that sparkle. I have to read up on that.
I mean,
It's just so hard to research
She-
this sort of thing with all the nonsense that fiction puts out.
there's a deep blush on Charisma's face as she mutters like she didn't exactly sparkle. And just looks down her feet.
So you're looking for a particular vampire.
Yep. Actually,
And
storyteller, how much do I know about this particular vampire?
About this vampire, with what we rolled earlier in regards to it, as mentioned before, you know he's ugly as sin. You've noticed that as you kind of go through different clubs and things like that, because it's easier for you to get in and out of places. You notice that anytime where something like that happens, that people tend to gather in groups. However, it's really hard to find ones that look like this individual. But the way that he looks is definitely burned into your head. You know that he likes to find groups of people, normally people that are probably mildly to severely intoxicated, because it's easier to play on fears when you're high on LSD. Yeah. This particular one, you know that he likes to go to clubs on occasion. You know that he's does primarily hang out in graveyards or other creepy places, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't have that much information to go off of, except he's ugly enough that you'd remember him forever. You'd know exactly who I was talking about if you'd ever seen him. Other than that, you know, so stereotypical. You might die. He hangs out in creepy places, spooky. Ooh. And Leo rolls his eyes.
Yeah,
Alex is
that's
going to-
not a vampire I've seen.
Alice is going to glance at Caleb and is like, "You hear anything like that?"
Specifics? No. Generally speaking, that sounds like one of them, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's different kinds. Some of them have different, what's the word I'm looking for? Physical features. There's some who embrace the more seductive aspect of things, as he kind of shrugs. There's some that look like walking death as he kind of gestures towards Leo, what Leo was saying. People who like control, and people who remind me of me in a lot of ways. And those two he pointedly does not look at Alex.
There's quite a few.
Charisma had a big blush on her face as Caleb mentioned the seductive side of things.
If
I'm gonna be hidden with books. If I can
I-
find any books.
That's part of the difficulty of things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things might be written by them and embellished to try to keep things secretive, so to
And then
speak.
there's all the fiction out there with all the
Like Twilight.
Draculas and fucking Twilight. Yeah.
I can keep an ear out. And he kind of looks at Alex with kind of a pointed, meaning expression. I can't help you find any of them, as you
Right.
know.
Yeah. I'm gonna start a war. Okay.
Aw, but wars are such fun.
They're really not.
Right. Yeah, no, it's not fun, but
If people would like to, they could make an intelligence investigation check. They could make a wits expression or a wits empathy check of their choice.
I can make a wits empathy check.
Go for it.
That's
This
going
is
to
reading
be-
body language, which is why the investigation's on there.
It's going to be one roll, but it
Yeah.
is going to be a normal one.
I'm gonna roll it because I like rolling these big numbers.
I got one success on one die. Oh.
Okay, with your success at the comment of "but wars are so fun," there's kind of like that vision of Nom flashbacks in Caleb's eyes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Alex, with your particular information, you know that wars that the Aratha get involved in tend to affect multiple planes, so to speak.
Yeah.
and get really messy. Like, disasters causing messy.
Yeah, I know. I played in one.
How do you spell that?
Uratha?
Yeah.
Uratha.
Hmm.
Yeah. How about we try something a bit more subtle first?
To each their own.
Yeah, I'm not entirely like war isn't. I don't think war should be an end, but like sometimes has to be a means. And I just look down as I mumble this and kind of trail off.
If you want to, you guys can come with me. I can get you some water. You guys can recuperate. Otherwise, I'm gonna head off to go do the things that I need to do. Alex, you know you're welcome as always.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if vampires are what you're looking for, crowds of people and places where they can get isolated pretty easy is where I'd start.
Sounds like some solid advice.
He turns and begins walking back the way he came.
Where's my glasses between Leo and Alex, wondering what they are going to do, and she doesn't move from her position just yet.
What time of day is this, anyways?
It's getting pretty close to nightfall.
What would Leo do?
And to be fair, someone did mention about going to a nightclub where there definitely was a vampire.
Yeah,
It's a few days ago, but
that sounds like a likelier route. At which point he'll, once he decides that that's what he wants to do, he's pretty much gonna be like, alright, well, it was very fun watching this whole spectacle, kiddos, but I'm gonna go hit that nightclub.
You know which one it is? I don't remember Charisma ever saying which one it was.
I mean, which nightclub? It was a Sunset Dive.
There you
But like, if you're going, like, are you going to hunt like, that particular vampire or vampires in general?
Well, my line of reasoning is this. I have probably gotten as much about vampires from you guys as I can get, so now maybe I should go talk to the Zors. And he gives a smile and a shrug. Seems like a good bet.
Just so I'm more clear on this, what are you planning on doing when you find said vampire?
You know, asking some friendly questions. See if we have some mutual friends and all that.
Not going to kill them.
I mean, that is not my goal if it's not my particular taste of vampire. But on the other hand, I don't doubt.
If I were to come with you, and we would find her, would you kill her?
Do you want me to?
I mean, I don't know if I can. Like, I don't think turning invisible or having multicolored hair is going to do much good against a vampire.
Probably not, no.
And she tilts her head for a moment, holds out her hand with the torn off sleeve tied around it. I wonder. They're going to try and see if there's any other power is awakened inside of her.
Okay. So here's an important question I'm asking the Nether lad. Are you attempting to target something, or are you attempting, or do you want it to be an aura?
Oh dear. I am so sorry. It's going to be an aura.
Okay. So as a look of consternation crosses upon it, what effect are you looking to do? Like, what level? Because you get to pick, because it's tiered.
Right. I think I would start with as low as possible, but when I figured that out, I'm thinking of ramp. I want to ramp it up.
Okay. So, over the span of a few seconds, kind of all around Charisma's body, it's like somebody turned on a flashlight underneath her skin, or their skin.
Both is fine.
And
Either is fine.
Oh, you said you weren't a lady earlier, so.
That's true, but she, her, they, them pronouns.
But she gets brighter and brighter. And is anyone looking at them?
Probably at first, but when it gets bright, I'm just gonna cover my eyes. As a sensible
Probably
person would.
much the same for
Hmm.
Leo.
And back up a bit.
But as it ramps up, he's
In
also
case you
going...
explode again.
Leo's expression as it gets less comfortable, his expression is going to turn into one of annoyance, and that in turn, like once he gets uncomfortable, he will be angry.
Okay. So
Charisma's
first 3
probably
seconds.
laughing as this is happening, just amazed at what's going on.
The first 3 seconds, it's like a flashlight. The second 3 seconds, it comes up and it's like a floodlight. You guys turn away, close your eyes so you guys don't suffer the negative effects. At a set of 3 seconds afterwards, it's bright enough that it begins to hurt your eyes even as you're turned away. And
Oh no.
At that point,
Oh, yes.
I will be activating my aura and
okay.
I was about to say, does this register as a threat?
Not yet. You're not.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay. So you're activating your aura.
Yep. And Leo will use a very calm but dead fucking serious tone of I am not enjoying this, and you had better stop right about now.
I have to take a look at that real quick.
Yeah,
Fair.
I don't actually remember what my aura does.
Okay. So, you can create a terror. And you also get to pick what level it happens at. It can just be to make them shaken or scared for a little bit. You can create an object of fear.
I believe that will register as a threat.
Yes, as soon as this aura goes off, finishes going off, it'll be a threat. You can create a threat. You can create a scene of fear. Or you can make it exceptionally to the point where they are frightened or insensate or beaten down.
I mean, the thing about Leo, in my mind, is he goes from 0 to 100 very unpredictably, so I think he goes full on.
Okay. So this isn't being, okay, I believe directed. That's still to hurt people. For the sake of ease, because this is quickly approaching PvP related things. Yes. This is happening simultaneously.
I understand. I'm just wondering which other variation I could pull out after this.
So, scenes kind of flash before you, Charisma and Alex. Alex, it's you didn't get away. And you can kind of get like a sense of being cornered. You are considered threatened at this point, so your stuff activates.
Yep.
You see Mori attacking Hope. Charisma.
Oh. Is this a flashback or is this a completely new thing?
This is a completely new thing.
Right, okay.
That's what you guys see. And then it's you need to stop, is what was said. I believe that's how that would work. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
So since Charisma started this, Leo retaliated. Alex, what are you doing?
Panicking.
Okay. Let me take a
I
look.
believe I do not have control over what happens next with me.
I believe it activates, so I could pick. I believe
Okay.
that one. Let me take a look real quick.
It's attached to telekinesis and lash.
Telekinesis was already active. Your lash activates. Okay. I'm going to assume that you wish to fail the scar resistance roll.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. So we'll just go ahead and do that for the moment. That would give you. I didn't mark yours. There we go. Okay. So did you want to try to attack one of the illusions, or are you trying to attack something different? It will not make it so we were attacking people this time.
I'll go with the illusions.
Okay. Okay. So this weird distortion to for you it's your friends punching through these things, but they're going through it. Everyone else, if you can pay attention to the different things, does see kind of a change in it with like something that probably shouldn't pass through passing through the illusion in regards to it as it's being attacked. I believe. Yeah. Okay. Charisma, do you continue to turn up the heat? As you see
Seeing
Hope being
this,
attacked. You can, I believe, you can attempt to see through it.
I think it is like even if I can, I think I wouldn't. I think I would focus from like it being an aura to something directed at Mori.
Okay.
And I'm actually thinking it would be more of a switch from what I'm doing currently to what we talked about. I'm shooting a laser.
Okay, so you want to use
Flash.
Lash. Okay. So Lash, I believe, is yeah. Okay, so go ahead and make. I believe it's a Dexterity Athletics check for you.
That is correct. And let me make sure that the previous thing is off. No specializations there. 2 successes.
Obviously trying to attack Mori, it goes through, and the tree that's behind the illusion catches on fire.
Oops.
At this point, the aura is off, right?
No, they are 2 different abilities.
Okay. Never mind then.
Okay. Leo, they're attacking whatever it is that you've brought into existence.
I'm gonna move well away from that.
How far away do you move?
Well, at least so that I have semi-covered by a tree or something.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to do? You're more shaded now, so even if she's giving off light, you can hide behind the tree and not be blinded at all.
Yeah, I suppose I'll turn off the aura. That's escalating a bit more than I would like at present. I just wanted to shut the damn lights off. Not start
Question, storyteller.
Yes.
Has the lights? Am I still radiating visible light?
Yes. You did not
Okay.
get to the next part.
Okay.
Like or you'd still be doing both in regards to it. It's just that once you reach like the next stage, you're radiating both visible and things above the visible spectrum.
Yep. I haven't escalated.
No, you are at the 3rd dot right now, where it's
Fair enough.
practically sunlight.
Yeah. Okay.
So as Leo steps behind the trees, these visions vanish.
I try and like snap myself out of whatever just happened. And despite how cool I would assume my powers are, I will slowly turn it down.
Alex, almost as if it worked, your parents vanish and the light slowly begins to turn back down.
Alice has like fallen to the ground and crawled over to put his back against a tree. It's just like sitting there shaking. And the invisible force is like come around him to protect him.
The fuck? Okay.
Yeah, I just figured since we were doing parlor tricks and all that, Leo steps out from behind the tree.
How did did you take that from me, or did you have you seen that yourself?
He just smirks and says, "Who knows?"
You should tell me.
No.
I raise my hand. Iron Man, palm forward. Tell me.
Is that supposed to be a threat? And his voice goes a bit lower, and his gaze gets significantly harder.
I suppose so. You saw what I did to that tree. Shit, is the tree still on fire?
No.
Okay. I actually like the tension breaks from charisma as she just looks at the tree to see if it's on fire, because how often do forest fires happen here?
Every summer.
And it is summer?
It's late spring, early summer, yes.
Okay, I'm going to make sure that there's no embers or anything. Just completely distracted.
As soon as she's distracted, Leo will just sort of shrug and let that go.
Alex is still like down on the floor and he's whispering something to himself.
Hmm.
It doesn't take long. It was kind of a brief effect, as it doesn't
But
light things on fire.
that particular imagining was
Very, yeah.
right at the core.
But any embers, heat things that are there are gone relatively quickly.
Okay. Prisma comes back. Looking over at the other two. Look, we've gotten off on the wrong foot, obviously. I just wanted to acknowledge that. What? Again. What the hell? Pointedly staring at Leo.
Look at it as another neat little trick, just like your own.
Neat?
Neat. And he smiles.
That's not neat, that's fucking disturbing.
Everyone has a different opinion on what's disturbing. Some people would consider shifting hair disturbing. Some would think lasers are disturbing. Some would say levitating rocks are definitely on the disturbing end of spectrum. And he just shrugs.
You can see like some hair underneath the hoodie. Darker red and blacks in there, slowly fading as they get their emotions somewhat under control. Is Caleb still there?
No, I left.
Caleb left.
He left, yeah, right, okay.
Otherwise, a tree probably would have been used as a club to get everyone to fucking stop.
Yeah. I'm burning down my forest. It's rude.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I so did not expect my day to to go like this. What is you? I look over at Alex to see if he's all right.
Not muttering to himself, but he's still like sitting down.
You good?
I'll be fine.
Yeah, it's
Just
I
uses the tree trunk to pull himself off the ground.
I get it. It's terrible seeing your friend getting assaulted.
What?
What? You didn't see that?
Um. Never mind. Don't do that again. Looking at both of you.
Like honestly, I didn't know. I apparently can do that sort of thing. This is all very new to me, and apparently not to you, so sorry. And like, despite this, even like she's young. Even like she's small and like she looks like a child. She's just in her 20s. Like height wise, she looks like a kid.
Keep remembering that she's small.
Small.
Well,
Angry because small.
gotta figure this shit out somehow, right?
Right.
Apology accepted, Leo says with a smirk. But he doesn't offer any himself.
I have to know. Does Leo have lying eyes?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Apparently at a higher
Much higher.
fair. Okay. Like I've
a 5 dot line.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
gonna
haven't
be
really
great.
brought it up. Charisma has a 2 dot lying eyes.
Oh.
Okay. This is great. I don't have paranoia, I swear.
You guys want to share your scars? You can.
That's
It's
that's
entirely up to
mentioning
you.
so far.
Well, you know 2 of my scars right now, so
Yeah. One of them is pretty obvious.
yeah. To go into that, I will try like from what just happened with me and my glow up. I will kind of like have my hand glow for a bit, not to the point where it becomes intolerable, to the point where it's like brighter than a flashlight.
Okay, so floodlight.
Yeah,
Half a
That's
half a
quite
step
sunlight.
half a step back.
it's
And
It's
then
okay,
then
it's
he
just-
realizes that it doesn't go further than that. It's like, oh, okay.
it's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, a bit like sunshiny, I guess. No, there's been a lot of like light and shit in this area. We should move.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And it makes sense. And turns it off.
Especially since it's getting dark.
Right.
Down this way. Come on.
Okay. And Charisma kind of follows next to Alex.
Alex is determined to make some progress out of these woods.
Excellent. Which way are you? Are you going towards town, or are you going to Caleb?
Just
And...
to town for now.
Okay.
Because I know that at least one of us wants to go to town. So. And I can swing around from there.
Yay.
Charisma would probably have at this time she would probably have her all beaten up lemon somewhere parked outside of the forest.
It's just like it's an '88 Toyota Corolla. It's beat to shit, but it somehow
Hmm.
miraculously still runs.
I'm saving up
Oh.
for something new.
At least you have a car.
Leo just sort of chuckles to himself as though someone had just told a joke that only he gets.
Answers over at Leo, then back to Alex. I mean, yeah, it's like not really happy with it. It's polluting. It's not very economical, and you know you gotta have it.
Right.
It's a. I really wish I lived somewhere else. Like the American dependency on cars is just.
I get you.
Right. And
Since Alex isn't gonna like stick around and get unless anyone asks him to stick around, he's like, well, so I'll stay around.
right. Okay. Yeah. Do you like have a phone number or like something to keep in touch with? Like I'm not ask. I'm not. I'm just.
Alex just pulls out his phone and is like, wait, sorry, what?
So. Just useful for like, in case ever something happens. Stammers.
Okay.
And exchanges phone numbers.
Alex clearly just does not care about any of your mumbling.
Good. Generally, my characters are like for orientation and that sort of thing. Just no. Charisma is going to be a yes.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
gonna
all of,
help you
mine,
with
all,
Alex.
all of mine are always no.
I know,
It's like
but it's fine. But it's more of there's going to be a lot of like embarrassment on the side of charisma.
Alex is just gonna be like, alright, whatever.
It's like, man, she's
Yep.
acting really weird. Oh, because she's friendly.
Yeah.
But yeah, exchange of numbers. I don't think charisma would exchange numbers with Leo.
Aww.
Nope.
Alex, however, will look over and say, I know about vampires and stuff.
Yeah, always looking for information.
Then I should probably get your number in case Caleb finds something about what you were looking into.
Yep, Leo freely gives out his number.
Yep.
Does not give.
And Alex will just give his back in reply because polite.
Hey.
And I mean, if you run into any vampire-related issues, just give me a call. That might be handy. And I might get something out of it.
I'll let you know if he finds anything.
Chronologically
And,
speaking, we are in 2016, right?
Yeah. Since... Yeah, then the other one will probably take place in 2020X.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
You were saying something, Kastrid? Or
What?
did you say something or not?
Alex was just gonna go.
Okay.
So, well, bye then.
Yeah, take care.
Try not to blow up another forest.
I didn't. I only blew up myself.
You did burn at least one tree.
Okay, yeah.
The other
Um,
times in.
You can tell Charisma is looking very guilty about that.
And then he just looks to Grace and says, "Let me know if you need help with the superpowers. I'm not much help, but I'll try."
At that word, you can see Charisma, eyes wide, look at you, and in a really shrill, high-pitched voice, she says, "Oh my god, I have superpowers!"
Leo's gonna basically clap his hands together and in mock excitement be like, "We can make a club!" And then chuckle to himself and start.
And then Alice is just gonna go.
There is a expression of like amazement and then just slightly disappointed that there's not going to be a Justice League or an Avengers type of deal here. This is the real world. What the fuck is going on?
We can do that later. Fine. Yeah, Alice is gonna go meet up with Caleb.
And I think that Charisma is going to, as quietly as possible, drive to the Clegg residence and try and sneak in through the window.
Is Storyteller muted?
Did we? Yeah, I think we. Yeah.
Storyteller is muted. I've been very good about that up until this point.
Up until this point. That's,
I mean, it's basically become a catchphrase to me now, but check.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not as if we all do that.
Uh-huh.
No, just
But I'm still gonna keep saying it because, like I said, it's basically become a catchphrase.
I do it constantly.
Oh yeah, me too. No worries.
Yeah.
But breaking in is a dexterity larceny check specifically. You do not get your bonus on this one because this would be more of a sneaky related things.
Oh darn it! I was thinking this is something that I like routinely do. But dexterity larceny,
Okay,
you said?
Yep. Go ahead and give yourself 8 again then. It's something that you routinely do.
8 again. Okay. Dexterity athletics, you said, or sorry, larceny. Okay, I will do that. 2 successes.
Easy enough. It's getting pretty late. There are lights on in the house. Not everyone's quite gone to bed yet, but it's been relatively easy to sneak back into your place of residence.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's my parents' house.
Yeah, it happens. Broke college student.
Mm-hmm. Broke college student / activist.
Leo, where are you going?
I'm hitting the club.
Okay, going to go into Sunset Dive?
Yeah, and
Okay.
they're gonna be in.
Alrighty. So, as you reach Caleb's calm, he's kind of making himself something to eat, something to drink. Unlike some of the other members in there, you notice that Caleb still kind of has a balance between his lives, so to speak. Especially since you're here, he's definitely more observant about some of the things that you might need.
Yeah.
So, how'd it go? I heard some concerning sounds, but nothing too bad. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Weird stuff.
Weird stuff tends to happen in these woods.
Didn't see anything like these two before, though.
No, Not yet, at least. Not often. Supposedly, it's a few animals over closer to Mount Hood that can do some of the stuff like that, but
Really?
yeah.
I should look into that.
At some point.
I don't know, it's something familiar though. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Nods for a little bit. I can get that feeling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's more people that can actively help you with your problem. Thinking of joining them if they decide to go hunting?
Well, told them how to get in contact with me. They want my help.
Good to know. Good to know. Alright. I'll see about some of the more social contacts that I can get. There's some people I can reach out to that might have a better idea of what's going on.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can find anything useful, written or not.
Sure. You want to use the computer? My stuff's outside, so.
Yeah, alright.
Alright. How long are you planning on looking?
Until I get a call.
Okay. Make a resolve computer check for me.
Oh boy. Oh, computer. No modifiers.
Nope.
2 successes.
Okay. Given some time, and some of it's just a really deep dive, you get things about conflicting origins, you get tales of boogeymen, you get tales of people who danced and went on for so long. You get tales of shapeshifters and people who can call wolves and stuff like that, which
And
kind of laugh and can take that either way.
and probably a bunch of stuff I've seen before when looking for vampires.
Mm-hmm. Kind of narrowing it down after a little bit, you do find some people who claim to have seen vampires again in the club scene, as previously mentioned in um, and my brain is stuttering. You get some graveyards or a couple of abandoned buildings that people say that they saw a vampire at, or a big man bat, or something along those lines. A couple of people do say that they've left the Sunset Dive not really remembering the night before. Like, they just kind of were in, stepped out, and they don't remember anything between going in and coming out. After sneaking in charisma, what do you do?
I'm thinking I should go to bed. I have stuff to do tomorrow, but on the other hand, I think actually I want to pick up my my laptop and start this deep dive on different kinds of vampires.
Alrighty then. I want you to again, I'm gonna assume that you're going to be at this for a while.
Yes.
That would also be a resolve computer check.
Okay. Make sure that dexterity is off. That's a normal roll, correct?
Correct. And you're not actively hacking, you're researching stuff.
Yeah, I figured. 2 successes.
Looking for specific types of vampires. What you do is you kind of come across some of the stuff that you guys talked about. In regards to it, you kind of get 3 big ones. You get vampires that are like Dracula, you get Nosferatu, and then you get vampires that are like Anne Rice's Queen of the Damned and stuff.
Okay.
Which kind of falls in line with what Caleb was talking about when you heard that. But, yeah. Okay. Is there anything else that you wanted to take a look at or do? This is probably going to take the majority of it.
I'm thinking with this, I'm also kind of trying to experiment a bit more with my powers.
Okay, what are you doing?
I want to see if I can become invisible and project light.
Okay. There's a bit of a delay between them.
Okay.
But yes, you are projecting light whilst invisible. Are you making it an aura? Because that might draw attention. I'm just imagining like a floodlight in the house.
Yeah. Probably not.
So yeah, you are able to project light and turn invisible.
See, it's weird. I am this is a mind freak for me, given the fact that this is physically impossible.
Okay. So, Leo, you step into the Sunset Dive. It's the middle of the week, there's not a huge crowd of people, but there's always going to be people at clubs. The music's thick, somewhere between kind of thrumming bass line between like what's popular and what's hard. And step inside. What would you like to do?
Stalk around. I mean, he knows people don't like him.
Mhm.
He just doesn't give a fuck that people don't like him because he also. I mean, he doesn't feel threatened by the fact that people dislike him.
Like, walking in, like as you kind of, if you stand still for a little bit, there does tend to be about like a berth of about a meter or so around.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, he pretty much acts like he doesn't even notice it. No, because he's used to it. But other than that, he's just going to be on the lookout for anything of note.
Okay. Just anything that kind of stands out or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make a wits and composure check for me.
Oh god, I'm not good at this. Not particularly, anyways. Nope.
Ooh.
You kind of take a look around. You notice what's kind of just regular club fare. You see people who are kind of standing at the edge, taking a look around. You see people who are on the dance floor. See people over at a bar getting drinks, stuff like that. Nothing really stands out too much.
Mm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Mhm.
Thinking about what to do next.
Yep.
Okay. Um, after, do you just kind of stand or do you go find somewhere to sit or something along those lines?
I think for a while at least he's just sort of moving around the room.
Okay.
but once he notices, or rather doesn't notice anything, he's probably gonna approach a table whether or not anyone's there at at that particular time. He's still gonna approach it and feel like this is going to be empty soon enough, and sit down.
Why don't you roll me real quick a D100 and we'll see what happens.
All right.
Random chains. Okay. So you sit down, and almost like there's this air about you. There is a group of about 3 people, closer to young 20s type of thing. And after a little bit, they get uncomfortable and they leave.
I just smirked to myself.
How long do you
Job well done.
how long do you stay at the club, out of curiosity?
I mean, I don't have anything better to do, so I'm probably gonna be there for as long as I have energy to.
As the hour passes by, the people kind of that would approach you are over on the dance floor. It's like sitting kind of makes it so that way you are more observable. This, like, it slowly expands, this birth.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, an individual comes over and sits next to you. They're well kept, a bit. That's what I'm looking for. They kind of give you similar vibes, but rather than just kind of throwing out uncomfort or things like that, or like fear, it's more when they sit down and seem to have control over the situation. He goes, so, not dancing, don't have much company. Don't see much in regards to a drink. What brings you here tonight?
Well, you know, just one of those nights where you don't get lucky with the ladies, I suppose. How about
You
yourself?
weren't. I'd be a bit more willing to believe that if I saw you try that. And he kind of just gestures upwards a little bit where you can see there's kind of a booth in a window. It's interesting. It's very few people that I've seen that have been able to get people to leave them alone the way that you have. It's almost a talent, really.
Oh, you certainly know how to hurt a man's feelings. He says with no real emotion in that.
I kindly ask again, since the establishment's being a bit disturbed. What brings you here today?
Well, you know, I certainly don't want to be disturbing any poor establishments with my presence. No, I just wanted to talk about vampires, really. And he looks the guy dead in the eyes.
You can roll me a wits expression or a wits investigation to try to read this individual.
Wits investigation. Yeah, I'm not having any luck today.
Would you like to spend a point of willpower?
Yeah, sure, this is gonna be
And
a resource
3d10.
I have a lot. I have much willpower.
Hey, there's one success.
One.
One success.
As you mentioned vampires, he takes a deep breath and he kind of adjusts himself, kind of sitting with his back a little more straight as he leans forward and he goes, I really don't think anyone here is going to be able to help you with that, unfortunately. Chasing myths doesn't lead much to. It doesn't lead to much fruition, so to speak.
And what did my reading him yield with one success?
With one success, it's more that, the word vampire is kind of what triggered that type of response. He's straightened himself and he's more taking a look that, okay, I'm going to have to be a bit more active rather than a bit more passive.
Alright, knowing that the word at least triggered him, Leo's gonna lean forward and lower his voice as much as you can do in this type of noisy environment.
Mhm.
And he's going to say, now, I'm only really interested in one individual. And see, I really don't think it's your establishment that you should be the most concerned about right now. Now, if you give me a little bit of information, I can go away and your establishment, as well as other aspects, will be all the safer for it. And I would like to try and intimidate him with that.
Go for it. I just need to read that real quick to see what that gets you.
Yep.
That's a social merit. Okay, so you have +3 to this check.
Alright.
That would be manipulation.
Alright.
Intention.
And we're gonna not do that one, and a +3 you said?
Mm-hmm. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, it sits there. He kind of works his tongue between it or behind his lips. And who are you looking for?
Ugly motherfucker.
Kind of gestures around him, like more towards like some of the people on the dance floor, and goes, I think you might need to get a little more specific. There's quite a lot of ugly people I work with.
Yeah, well, this particular one is so ugly that he would haunt your nightmares. And he would never leave your memory. In fact, I rather think he uses it to his advantage and for his pleasure, shall we say.
Right. Without a specific on that, there's not much that I can do, but what I do know is if people are sitting there making asses of themselves on where they might be able to be found, or people that match that aspect of a description. And he kind of just pulls out a card, which relatively quickly, which is impressive even to you. And he hands it over and goes, don't call me if you need to. Why don't you just give me your number on the back of this real quick?
Well, Leo will scribble it down, I suppose.
As you turn it over, there's an address.
be looking forward to hearing from you. And what is the address?
Because I don't know the names of streets and stuff in there. In kind of the older rundown part of downtown, there is kind of a series of factories, part of the shipping thing, just at the edge of the shipping yards since it's Portland. And these shipping yards, there's a couple of them that have been abandoned for various reasons. People have condemned them, but the city's just never gotten away to tearing them down. From the area that you know of, you know that it's a place that a lot of thrill seekers like to go to, particularly kids, to try to egg each other into going into or staying inside of them for a night or what have you. There's a few stories about it.
Mm-hmm. At that, Leo will just sigh and say, "Well, I know when I'm not wanted. I'll make myself scarce." And he rises from his seat and starts to leave to head to the address. And for a second, he contemplates whether or not he should be contacting Alex, and then just shrugs mentally, like, people. Who needs them?
Yeah, too bad you didn't get the walking sunball. Speaking of Alex,
Mhm.
it's hours, and it's late, and it's a good thing that Caleb made some food. And after a little bit, Caleb, a bit haggard, breathing heavy, walks in. His shirt's torn up a little bit. His pants are still good, though. But
You okay?
yeah, some of the acquaintances I have don't really like being pried into sometimes. But I'll be fine. I've suffered worse.
Right.
Did you find anything good? Anything helpful?
Not really. That's
Ah.
about that nightclub, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, now there's rumors, and there's a lot of stuff that I can't. There's rumors, but I can't exactly substantiate a lot of them. Because I'm not a member of this thing. I don't know how much of it you already know, given your history. But
What's you think?
it turns out that someone's trying to make moves in the social spectrum over there, which
Really?
normally doesn't bode well for us, but if people are turning things into factions, going out and getting blood for food or getting daytime servants, might be in their best interest. Supposedly, that club that was mentioned, supposedly that one, it's not exactly a headquarters, but it's a hub, if that makes sense. Again,
It's
it's
a
just,
hunting ground.
yeah, for those that prefer to be in social areas.
Right. Well, I'm guessing the one that Leo goes after doesn't frequent that sort of place.
No, if I asked about ones that look like that, and they only tend to kind of frequent those areas when they're being summoned. Otherwise, they try to keep to themselves. To be perfectly honest, way that some of them are described to me otherwise. Active blisters, decaying skin, monstrous visages. And I don't blame them. I think the other vampires might want to keep them away. Social reasons. That's hypothetical. I don't know.
There's a brief moment of like where Alex just looks like he's thinking, yeah, wow, does sound like that sucks. But then he remembers they're vampires and goes,
Alright. Well, if there's anything else that I can give you a hand with, just let me know. I think I'm gonna go rest for a little bit.
yeah.
It kind of just goes off and plops down. It starts relaxing.
What do you think I should do?
I think whatever's going on is tearing you up inside. And sometimes the only way to take care of that is, he kind of shrugs, gestures towards himself and gestures towards outside, is to hunt. And I'd be there if I could help you, but not without drawing a lot of flack.
He just drums his fingers on the table for like a minute, I guess.
Those people you think are similar to you, what can they do? Did they tell you? Did they show you?
Well, one of them just did a bunch of things. Got all bright and invisible. The other one, I don't know. I think he made me see things that weren't there.
Both of those sound helpful in a hunting type of situation, depending on what you're after. Especially the light. They don't much care for that.
But I've heard.
But, could be worse of a hunting party, as far as I'm concerned. If the ones that are ugly as sin tend to keep to themselves, I'd probably look at the areas that people claim to be haunted or places that are turned down. Wonder if any of them kind of like to hang out in the catacombs under Paris. Doesn't do us much good, just thinking out loud.
Oh, probably. I'm never really much into hauntings, despite, our work, but
It's different. Haunting's different, trust me.
yeah. Guess I could look into it. Now Alex is going to look into haunting reporting in the area.
Alright, go ahead and roll another resolve computers check.
Resolve computer. Any modifiers on this one?
Oh gosh, I have too many of these pulled up. There we go. Given that he's kind of sitting there and actively helping you at the moment, go ahead and give yourself a +1 on that.
Okay. 2 successes.
As you kind of go forward in regards to it, you find old houses that have been there since who knows how long. You find kind of like an abandoned school building, abandoned mental health clinic. You do find the aforementioned port factories. You get a lot of rumors of people that are sitting there doing that. a lot of forum posts about people that are like, "Oh yeah, no, I totally sat there and did that," and people are like, "No, you didn't, you liar."
Do any of the rumors sound similar to the rumors about the nightclub?
Similar? No. The closest one that you get is someone who claimed that they went over there about a month ago, and they went with a couple of friends, and they were the only one that made it out, and their friends haven't been seen since.
Okay. That one sounds worth looking into. I was just gonna stare at it for a while. I'm going out.
You have my number. Don't hesitate to call if you need me.
Yeah. He just sort of reluctantly marches out.
Charisma, is there anything else that you'd like to do for the evening?
If I haven't like disturbed anyone downstairs, I think I want to send a text to Alex. Kind of like, hey, I've been researching some stuff. Sending like, probably sending a summary of the three kind of vampires that I found.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of not sure what I want to go do. Like, I heard that that Leo guy was thinking of checking out vampire stuff. Like, I don't really want to hang out with him. He gives me the creeps, but I also don't want to get him like in any trouble. What do you think? And it's like a chain text of like 10 messages.
Yeah.
Ah, Dave. Okay.
When I get those messages, do any of the types that they found remind me of ones I have encountered before?
Yes. There's one that reminds you of the boss.
Mm.
That would be more of the Draculia type kind of thing.
Yes.
You metatextually, you know this is Ventru.
Yes. Okay. Like, send a message back saying like, I've heard of the Dracula ones before. I've also been looking into some things. I'm about to do something really dumb. And go check out insert place here, because I've read rumors on the internet. And that is all one message.
Well, yeah, that's about all I've got. Message one. Maybe like if I knew what kind of search terms I could use, that would help. Message two. Maybe if you know more stuff about this, I can probably write like a bot to search through a lot of stuff.
It was a minute before Alex responds. He's like, as useful as that might be, there's a lot of deliberate misinformation out there, according to Caleb.
Oh yeah, like loads. I can tell, like, and it's not just the like the fictional stuff, like people that are saying that they found some stuff are like bullied off Twitter. They're being hounded by like a brigade of people saying that they're insane. That's sort of like that's kind of the thing I'm getting.
This is a little impressed that you noticed that. That like pattern of events.
Oh yeah, it seems to be like I've seen like 5 threads of people just like getting bullied off the internet after they like mentioned something similar. And generally it's like people that are saying like I've encountered this and someone tried to bite me, what the fuck, and then people are like reacting to it like you're just being like a LARPer and like stop trying to get attention. It's really sad.
Alex, you get the sense that charisma's just very high energy.
Yeah.
There are a few hyperfixations that they have, and can't stop about that.
That's fine. No, Alice is gonna say, well, be careful about what you post then.
Oh yeah, like I have burner accounts, don't worry.
Anyway, I'm heading to a spooky warehouse in the middle of the night.
Wait, where are you going? Like if I don't,
I
you
told
don't mind.
you.
Said
Told
the
you
address
several
like
texts
3
ago.
messages. It's
Oh,
like
sorry,
3 messages.
Right, I see it. Yeah.
It would be funny if they just didn't notice. It's like, oh wait.
Yeah, that's definitely. And not just me.
Yeah.
No,
it's totally in character. Shut up.
Oh yeah, like also. But I'm going to run with it. Let's see. Charisma is just going. Oh, you want me to come? Like I can sneak out.
Now Alex is weighing like, do I want to put you in danger or do I want backup?
Oh, by the
Well,
way, is this
on
like
one
a sneaking stuff thing, or is it like?
I'm just looking around to see if anything is actually there. I mean, if you can help with that, then it's up to you.
On one hand, possibly putting someone into danger. On the other hand, walking sunball.
Yeah.
Charisma
I mean,
will ask.
there is a potential tag team move I can think of already that would fuck him up, but
Charisma is going to ask one direct message. Do you think there will be climbing? Climbing.
I mean, it's a warehouse. They have big walls. Shrug emoji.
More direct question.
I have never done this kind of espionage before.
Okay. I'm just going to bring a pair of flats. Okay. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Where do you want to meet? Do you want me to go there directly, or do you want me to pick you up anywhere, or do you think it might be better to like meet at a different location and then move together?
While all these texts are coming in, Alex is just gonna look for a place to meet up.
Okay.
Someplace nearby, there's like a gas station. It's kind of on the corner of a street, so you're able to give the address to it there.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll be there. That's going to be about 15 minutes. Next message. Oh, give me 20. I think that's 20 minutes.
There's a bit of a pause after, and then Alex says, "I'll buy some snacks."
Oh, right, cool. I'm fond of like more savory, salty things.
Denise is gonna go into the gas station and buy some snacks.
Okay.
Um,
So, yes.
Also,
yes.
never mind.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say that Leo is going to head to his destination at full speed. So
Okay. So, as Leo kind of sits there with his smug smirk stepping out, getting ready to run, and Charisma gets behind the wheel of her beat up 88 Toyota Corolla, and Alex is walking through the aisles looking for savory snacks or sweet snacks. I don't know.
Yeah, mix of both.
Hmm.
At least prefer sweet snacks.
As night begins to get deeper and deeper and deeper, I think that would be a good place to call it for the moment, because I definitely don't have Nosferatu statted up at the moment, so...
Yeah.
oh,
But
bless
yeah.
you.
So I have been the storyteller for these set of side stories for the moment. And then playing the nervous, side jumpy Alex, I've had Keistrith.
I made a friend.
Yeah. Playing the very high energy charisma, I've had the Nether Lad.
Not charismatic at all.
Playing our smug, antagonistic individual. I've had Leo, I've had Min.
Yeah, don't trust me. My eyes are lying.
And you guys enjoy the rest.
Has
Oh.
been lying.
Yeah. And you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, so goodbye.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And with that, it's the end of the show, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I have been the Netherlad, I am the Netherlad, and I will be the Netherlad for quite a while. In the meantime, let's see if there's someone still